I'm happy to return to our main show here, the purpose of which is to feature incredible artists. Our next guest is an internationally, critically acclaimed, award-winning composer, lyricist, songwriter, and vocal producer with over 14 million streams to his name. He has been heralded as one of Playbill's contemporary musical theater songwriters you should know. And he won the Broadway World 2020 Cabaret Award for Best Original Song for Jingle My Bells, which he wrote for the boy band project. His new original musical, In the Light, A Faustian Tale, is set for 3 public performances right here in New York City, April 26th through 28th. Please welcome me in joining, oh my God, what's wrong with you? Please join me in welcoming, also join me in joining, Michael Mott! Join me in joining. How are you? Here's your microphone.
Hi, friends.
Hi. And hi, friend.
I have to follow this lovely young man.
I know. It's a tough act to follow. But you know what? We're going to be okay because we have Utica.
We do.
We have Utica.
We're from the same
have
hometown.
Utica. Now, I don't know how many people in this audience here are familiar with Utica, but it's...
Not the drag queen.
Not the drag queen. Not the Greek
the city that's
yes.
5 hours away
5
from
hours north. It's a very depressed city. There's not a lot of culture in a lot of ways. But
we are the culture.
But there is a lot of really interesting Utican cuisine, right? Utica has a very distinctive flavor to it. And now, I know your family's in the restaurant business. We're going to bakery restaurant
You can't
business.
tell. This is all bakery, restaurants,
Bakery,
my whole
restaurant.
life.
Your whole life.
She passed that and I got it all.
Oh. But I do want to talk a little bit about, I'm going to name an Utican Italian dish. And I want you to just gut reaction, pun intended, tell me good or
Am I
bad.
giving you the ingredients?
No, you might need to.
Okay.
Because I don't know if everybody here knows.
No one here will care or know anything we're talking about.
No, but you're going to know. And you're going to want to know. Utica greens.
Oh, the greens are the best.
Utica greens.
They're the best. I have them every time I go home. My family asks what I want when I go
Yes.
home and I say greens.
Utica greens.
No one else on earth has them or makes them.
Nope. And you know what, guys? If you're a vegetarian, don't eat them because Utica greens are full of meat.
Meat,
Full of meat everywhere.
breadcrumbs, cheese, peppers,
every allergen.
and oil.
Every
Yeah.
allergen in one seemingly vegetarian dish that's not. It's amazing. Chicken riggies.
Oh, so good. They're chicken with pasta and vodka sauce and peppers and mushrooms, and
Yes.
it's heaven.
Very
Yeah.
spicy. Acid reflux on a plate. Delicious. Half moon cookies. Hemstraws.
Yes, here we have black and whites, but no, they're different.
Different.
This is like a buttercream. It's
Yes.
not hard. It's
No.
buttercream, but it's a black and white with buttercream.
It's really
I said
quite
buttercream
amazing.
3 times. Okay.
Buttercream. Buttercream.
Buttercream.
All right, last and maybe least in my opinion, tomato pie.
My father wins the award. He owns a bakery called Salvatore's, my middle name, and he wins the award every year for best
Are
tomato
you
pie
serious?
in
Well,
Utica.
I obviously haven't had your father's tomato pie because
Everyone said my father's tomato pie,
I
okay?
love your father's tomato pie. So he owns a bakery, Salvatore's. What was it like growing up in the restaurant, in the food industry business, and how did that help you or shape you? as
Well,
a
I
kid?
so that's how it
That's
shaped
not
me.
what I meant. As a human,
went
as
this
an
way.
artist, as an artist.
It helped my entrepreneurial skills
Yeah.
because from 3 years old I stood on a bucket of sauce and I did the cash register. And I was like $1.85 for
That's so
Italian
cute.
bread. And then I worked there my whole life. And my father
That's
still to
adorable.
this day is like, you know, you could take over this business and do it if you want. You don't gotta do this singing crap. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't say that. He's obsessed with it. I get in his car and he has the 6 CD like changer and it's like Les Mis, Phantom, Jekyll and Hyde, and whatever I wrote.
That's
and I'm like,
adorable.
but he's also Tony Soprano, so.
We also love that.
I'm wearing the shirt for
and he's
it.
wearing the shirt. Well, that's beautiful. And you have a list of collaborators that is star-studded. We've got Tony winners, nominees. I'm going to name some of the people that Michael Mott works with. Buttercream. Tomato Pie. Jeremy Jordan. Laura Osnes. Jessica Vosk. Aisha Jackson. Dozens of other stars. How did you build up this roster? Did you offer them baked goods?
I did. I cooked for them.
You cooked for
No,
them.
after I left Utica, I went to Ithaca College, and Jeremy Jordan and I were roommates. So we've
Look
been
at
best
that.
friends for 20 years.
Wonderful.
And when I was an actor for 8 years professionally, and then we met because we did the BMI Writers Workshop.
Yes.
And I made the switch to writing.
Yeah.
And when I got my first record deal, I said, Jeremy, you're going to be the first guest artist. And then I used him as collateral. So I went to Zach Levi and I was like, I have Jeremy Jordan, will you do this? And then I went to every other person. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like 25. And I just used everyone, Jeremy, as collateral. And
it worked.
These people, yeah.
It worked beautifully. All right, I'm going to ask you another question. You have 14 million streams. We have
16.
16? Did it just go up in the last hour?
No, my website has not been updated.
Your website,
but
okay.
we're doing this promotion for In the Light, and I've
Yes.
been putting all the stats together. It's 16.
Right. Okay. Let me rephrase it. You have 16 million streams. We have between Broadway have about 4 trickles. What advice would you give us for making ourselves really, really big? I mean, we're getting pretty big, but I need more advice. How do you get yourself out there on the internet? What's your secret?
This question comes up in every podcast and interview I do, and I do not know. I literally just it's luck. It's truly luck because my first album, Where the Sky Ends, came out at the same time when Spotify and streaming and Spotify and playlists were merging, and so my album got 3 songs on playlists, and those songs still a decade later continue to do well. But because those songs do well, everything else I put out is considered differently by Spotify.
Yes.
So it's just it's luck, and it's a game,
Well,
and it's
also
like
the fact that you're amazing, so people hear the songs by luck, and then they love them, and then they look for more stuff they might want.
That's for you to decipher.
Yes. We'll decide later. No, we know that. That's wonderful. Can you tell us?
He said, wrap it up.
He said, wrap it up, guys. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit, because this is part of our pitch now. It's time for you to pitch yourself. You have a performance, 3 nights coming up, of In the Light, a Faustian tale. Now, I know you've been working on this show for a while.
Decades.
Yes. Okay. How has it evolved?
It's totally different. So In the Light, a Faustian Tale is a show I actually first started in high school.
Ooh.
And
so like 3 years ago.
Thank you. Keels. Thank you so much. And it's buttercream. And it's changed a lot. I mean, it was something I worked on and then went away and didn't touch for 5 years and then came back to. It's gone through a couple different book writers. And so it's an epic show that's inspired by the Faust legend, the German Faust legend. And it's, writing is rewriting.
Indeed.
And it's gone through change after change after change after change.
We never do any rewriting between
I see
Broadway.
nothing crossed out on this page. Absolutely nothing. So we got this wonderful opportunity to do 3 public performances, April 26th, 27th, 28th. And it's letting the audience in on the process. So we have lighting design, set design, and orchestra. And it's smaller than what the show is. I was fortunate to do a concept record during the pandemic, so that's out there. You can go listen to the album with a 65-piece orchestra. It's pretty epic. And this is just a glimpse of the show to try to get backers.
Anonymous donor?
Yes. It's a $28 million show. Thank you.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. He might have it. I don't know. I've never seen him. Okay, so give us the pitch. We could all come to your show, right? What's the show about in a nutshell?
We've taken the traditional Faust legend, which is about a man who sells his soul to the devil in exchange for 24 years worth of knowledge and power. And we've flipped that on its head and made it a contemporary spin of that. And we've made the devil his own inner demon, his own inner ego pushing him forward. And we actually used our ex-presidential candidate as a resource and as the antagonist in this. That's very new. That came about the last 3 months. I said to my collaborator, don't you think this character is like this? She was like, oh, yes. And so that's new.
Unlocked.
So we don't ever say that, point to it, but it's if you know that when you see it, you're like, oh, this is his rally. I see. Yeah. So that's. It's better than 4 more years of that. So.
All right.